Hello, hi, this is Shara Inspires speaking to you from Nairobi, Kenya. I want to thank God for the gift of life. I don't know about you, but we have many things to thank God for every single day. All right, so you are in a relationship. Today we are going to speak about blended families. And how you start out. You're in a relationship with this guy. He's got children from a different relationship, and you have also children from a previous relationship, and you want to be joined in matrimony. And this is what we call a blended family. Some of these families may also include children that are adopted. Some people may call them bonus families. And once you're united, you have the hope of having other children, or maybe not. It's up to you. But the starting out process is very important, because remember, you, the parents, are the ones who have brought the children together. You're the ones who are actually bringing this family together. So it's important that you're in sync so that the family can be firm, it can be strong. Very important. So you find that the courtship, I recommend that the courtship should be longer than in a normal relationship. And long means that you can be meeting somebody every week, you can be meeting somebody every month, and of course it also depends with the distance. So you should discuss everything, the do's and the do's of the before I say I do to a blended family kind of relationship. So discuss the children and involve the children as well. If the relationship has gone very far whereby you feel that this person is worth marrying or getting married to, then you should involve your children and let them know that they'll be getting a new daddy and a new mommy, so that the children can know that the family is growing bigger. They need to feel part and parcel of it. And you tell them in a language that they understand best, because again, it depends with the age of the children. If the spouse you're marrying is moving into your house, then you have to mention to your children that they may need to create space because they'll be getting other new siblings. And then also, they may need to start sharing toys. They may need to share the bedroom or even share the bed. So you need to allow the children to be part of the transition. It needs to be seamless. And then spend time knowing each other's children. So you can be able to pick his children, take them out. He picks your children, taking them out. Because if you don't win the children, then you have problems later. Because the children will have, sibling rivalry, which we can be able to discuss in a different video. And then don't move in too quickly, because it's difficult to run two homes, because you have your home, he has his home, and now you want to quickly come and join these two homes just because maybe it's cheaper. There are consequences later. You pay, you always pay. All right, and then we've agreed that you are going to talk to your child, and of course, you are also going to work out new family routines. And this is the starting out process, so you haven't even moved in. These are just tips that I'm recommending. So you've got to have a routine, because depending on how you've been bringing up your children, there's some children who don't even do household chores. And it also depends on how old the children are. Some could be old enough to understand what's going on, and some could be much younger. So if your child was an only child and the other children come and they're older, then if your child was the firstborn, they end up being the secondborn. Or maybe if they're the firstborn, they end up being two firstborns. And if there is a younger one, they start feeling that they're no longer the lastborn. So that's where the children being involved is so important, so that they can be able to accept the changes. And then work out on the family routines and ensure that everybody's involved. So you can hang this on the wall and agree that washing utensils, it's so and so who will be doing it on this day. This is the person who will be doing the laundry, if you maybe have a washing machine, or if they're old enough to do the laundry, and who will be cooking on what day. Just whatever routines you agree with your spouse, you have to discuss this before you move in together, so that you can enjoy a blended family kind of a relationship. And then, discuss also money matters, because remember that you had your own bank account, he had his own bank account. Are you going to close these two bank accounts and have one big bank account? You have to discuss that, because money matters. It's a big deal. And then tell your former partners of the new arrangements, because your ex becomes part of the family. So you need to tell your former partners that you're moving on. Maybe they haven't moved on, or they moved on before you. So you'll also let them know that you've moved on. Some of them would like to see whom you're marrying, getting married to, or whom you're marrying, so that they can come to, they want to know who will be bringing up their children. There are people who are really fussy. So don't assume your ex for granted. And remember now, these are two exes, because blended family, his kids, your kids, then you get kids together. So you have two exes to deal with. And then do not be under pressure to be perfect. You don't need to be under pressure, because nobody's perfect. Just be yourself. Let your spouse to be know exactly who you are. Stick to your principles. Do not just say things to please him. And then when the children come along, you find that things are not working, and that's where you get all these many challenges with the stepchildren, some of them not liking you. And then also expect that there are also in-laws. So you have in-laws from either side. And doesn't necessarily mean you're in a blended family because you are married. Maybe you are not married, but your husband had married somebody else, but you are a single mom, and men just walked out of the relationship, but they didn't marry you, and you have children. So there are in-laws to deal with. And all this become part of the family, and they are also involved in how these children grow up. So you cannot assume that. And then remember that if the parents are alive, these children will be meeting their parents. You have to agree when, how, and are you okay with it? When you iron out all these issues, then the blended family will work. It's not easy, but nothing good comes easy. And anyway, with all these challenges, this is how you turn your test into a testimony. And when your blended family works, everybody will be like, not an evil stepmother after all, and not a bad stepdad. So discuss all these issues and let me hear from you how you're handling your blended family. Bye-bye and clouds of blessings.